Another way you might want to stay focused is to still, number one, realize God is not the author of confusion. So if confusion is going on, you realize, okay, that's not God, that's just Satan, but he's keeping me in here to get it right. And he's not going to change his mind about my destiny or try to stop it when it's just partly finished. Maybe I'm getting discouraged because I'm almost done. But the second reason that you got to believe that God has a way. The first one, know that he's not the author of confusion. And if you're going to stay focused, and I'm talking about how to win, how to get victory before Sunday, you got to know that God, you got to believe. You got to believe. You got to say believe. I said no, but I'm teaching you now so you'll know after you. But after you know it, you got to believe that God has a way. God has a way. Oh my goodness. And here's where that faith thing kicks in. He has a way. All things are possible with God. You can overcome whatever problem, whatever physical challenge, whatever financial difficulty. You can do that. You're going to get through this. You're going to find a way. God, I know you will. There's nothing that's going to come to me that you can't help me through. You have to find that way out. You may not know what it is, but you just know that you will overcome. Keep your focus. Look to Jesus. Stay locked into your vision because your vision is your future. Stay locked into it. God has a way out. I believe that. I believe it. 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 And every time you say you believe it, you lose 2 more pounds. Every time you say believe it, you lose $500 more. Every time you say believe it, some more hair falls out. Every time you say believe it, some more teeth get loose. Every time you say believe it, somebody else says something evil about you. But you must believe it if you're going to stay focused and win before Sunday. That was number one. I'm trying to talk about how to get victory before Sunday. You ought to be happy before church starts. You'll not wait for people to give you a holy dance. I was in a different country last week, and they did a holy dance different than us. I have never seen anybody holy dance like that. And I know they're looking at me now. I told you I was going to talk about you just a little bit. In this particular culture, when they holy dance, it was like, I can't even do it. It's definitely not masculine. It's not masculine. But when the men finally got involved with it, it's stuff that we see at a club. And they're doing it up and down the aisles in church. And they're backing it up, and they're dropping it in. And I'm going, have you ever been in church and say, I am not participating, Jesus? No. And it was so common, it was so natural, it was so wonderful, it was all praise. And they did it with their eyes closed. They weren't looking to pick up on anybody else's moves. And I know some of them had to practice at the house. You can't just get out in public and do that one right there. But focused, they were focused. The number 2 way to get victory before Sunday. Stay close to people. This is number 2. Stay close to people who will empower you, not discourage you. Stay close to people who will empower you, not discourage you. Okay, and when you write that down, say, okay, preacher, I got it. Very good. Y'all didn't say it right away. There you go. All right, so we'll wait. Stay close to people who will empower you and not discourage you. Now, we're talking about how to get your victory before Sunday. Before Sunday. If you wait before Sunday. Let me tell you why I want to tell you this before. Well, I'll get into that. I'm in a hurry. I'm just glad to see you. I need to settle down. Let me say this now, starting with number 2. People mean well. But sometimes they're not very smart. Some people can't bring encouragement. Some people just bring discouragement and they don't realize it. Amen. They mean well, they just don't realize it. Amen. I heard you were sick. You gonna be all right? Nobody told you you were sick. They heard it. They mean well. Other people want to tell their story, but they don't know how. You know, my cousin had that, and she never did get over it. My grandmother had that same surgery. She walked backwards the rest of her life. But I'm going to tell you, but you be encouraged. You be encouraged. You be encouraged. Yeah, that's, amen. That's why her nickname is Scoot. We call her Scoot, Grandma Scoot. That's it. That's not nice. I mean, that's somebody's grandma you sit next to right now. But they just don't, some people just, you can't even share what victories are coming into your life because they will find a way to discourage whatever victory. I had to decide I was just not going to talk to people who would just pull me down. I had to get to that point. I did. I did. And I stuck with people who would encourage and empower me. At some point in my life, I had to reach a stage where I had to be around people who were going to empower me. And that meant sometimes even sowing seeds into my life, planting something, not just telling me stuff, but doing something. Show me what you can do. Show me what you can do. Instead of me always pouring in, God says, sit back. There are some people that I'm assigning to pour into you now. Because let me tell you what happened to you. As an encourager of people, you will pour in until you pour it out. And everybody's receiving from you. And then all of a sudden they're criticizing because you're not pouring out enough anymore. You're not doing enough. You're not going enough. You're not buying enough. You're not having enough. And God says, sit back. I'm going to send some people to empower you. Don't go looking for them. Don't go dressing different so folk will give you a compliment. Don't fish for it. Just be you. And I stuck with those, and I love it when people tell me, man, you're looking good today, or hey, man, it's all right, you're doing well, you're getting through this. We're with you 100%. God's got your back, and I'm praying for you. I'm covering you in prayer. And that kind of person helps you stay strong. So you got to hang around people like that. They're not maybe sometimes able to get you, but can they pick up a phone and say, I'm praying for you? Can they listen in your voice and say, hey, I'm with you? Can they do it? Stay with men and women who encourage you and empower you, not the ones who pull you down. When people go up to get a doctor's report, sometimes you'll have an athlete, somebody will get a report from a doctor, and somebody will say, well, what are the doctors saying? What are the doctors saying? What are the doctors saying? That's a common thing that I hear people say sometimes, and I don't need to know that. Because I'm not a part of the medical team. Instead, I call to encourage people in a positive way. When I call and talk to little Christopher or other families, even late last night, I don't always want to know what the doctor's saying. I just call to say, hey, let me encourage you. And sometimes people want to go into long details about what's wrong. Listen to me. And I don't mean to sound negative when I say this, but I don't care about what's wrong. What's wrong is a part of it. What can I do to make it right for a minute? What can I do before Sunday? I don't care when my friends call me and want to talk about what the bankers are saying. I don't want to know what the bankers are saying. I want to say, hey, God is for you. God is with you. And whatever's going on, God's got this thing. I just called to say, hey, God is for you and he's on your side. For those people that are here this morning or listening by line or online that are listening, I want you to know this morning that I'm here to say that I'm calling your healing forth. If you're fighting sickness. So as far as I'm concerned, you are healed from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Be that kind of friend if you've got to be a friend to somebody. Be the friend who encourages and empowers those around you. Don't be the friend that they want to avoid. I know I can't say this to him because he's not going to say something positive. No, I can't say this to her because she won't understand the victory in it. And one last thing, don't ever talk to people when you go to the doctor. Stop talking to those people in the waiting room. Now, I know that didn't sound very Christian-like. Get you a magazine, get you a newspaper. Put it over your face. I'm not teasing. I'm not teasing. Proverbs 13:20 says, he who walks with the wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. Don't make contact sometime when you go to the doctor's office. At the doctor's office, those people look bad, they sound bad, they talk bad, and they make you bad. You didn't go there to counsel. You went there to find out, Doc, what do you need to tell me? You sit in that waiting room, you will change your mind. Yeah, I used to didn't look like this till I started coming here.